What's up, guys? It's your boy Justin. Welcome to the latest review for Christmas month 2022. I wasn't really. It was the thing where I was doing Christmas month 2022 without realizing it, so I'm like, oh, I might as well call it that. So yeah, so today we're reviewing Christmas Blood, which is a 2017 Norwegian slasher film directed by Reinert Kiil and starring Jørgen Langhelle as Nissen, Stig, Henrik, Hoff as Thomas Resch, and Helen Edsvik as Sane. So I uploaded this movie earlier, but then I noticed oh crap, I forgot to mention something very important, so I had to delete the review. And then there was also the fact that I think I was a little too harsh on this movie. I originally gave the movie a 3 out of 10, right? Which is not fair. Because I think that I gave the same rating to Krampus, The Reckoning, or whatever, and that this movie's way better than that, right? But yeah, so Christmas Blood is, oh, I forgot to mention, the only recognized, I've seen more than I've seen more Norwegian movies than most film critics, I think, outside of Europe. And the only recognizable people in the movie were funny enough from that 2011 The Thing remake / prequel, where it's for people who are like, what the hell are you talking about? What if you've seen the end of that movie, it turns into a prequel. Which is funny because I went and watched the first 2 minutes of the Thing, and it's yeah, those two actors look nothing like the two actors from the beginning of that movie, but it's whatever, right? So yeah, this movie is basically Norway's version of basically JC's Halloween, which is funny because it's JC as in John Carpenter, right? Which is funny because John Carpenter's Halloween was based off was inspired by a Christmas horror film called Black Christmas by Bob Clark, right? So it's but this movie, you get it's straight up is a ripoff of Halloween, right? But with a Christmas theme. But I mean, the story's a little different, right? Yeah, the movie is about, in 1997, you have this serial killer who dressed up like Father Christmas, right? And who went around killing people, right? In the beginning movie, he wiped out an entire family, including the kids, right? Which the kid he split in half with an axe. Man, it's how the hell did he do that? They're from top of the head to the entire the entire body, he split in half, right? The movie is gory, and there's a brief. The one fucking thing I forgot to mention in my first review is that there's a scene, right, where the detective, the detective, and there's a running gag of him puking in the movie, right? But yeah, he is checking out this autopsy because he's autopsy trying to figure out if the murdered victim is the same profile as the serial killer, right, in the movie, right? And it's a hot naked chick, and there's a point where the camera zooms in on her crotch and you just straight up see the vagina. Which is what the fuck, man? This movie would have gone in NC. If anybody gave a shit, this movie would have gone in NC-17. This movie's on Tubi and on fucking YouTube. Nobody gives a shit. Right, but yeah, the premise of the movie, in 1997, a guy dressed up as Father Christmas, as he's called, and went around killing hundreds of people around Christmas, right? To the point where it's and he would leave a list of his intended victims to the police, right? So outside of on his like last victim's house, right? When the police went to check it out, the main cop the main cop in the movie, Thomas Rash, I think his name. My stupid mouse is not fucking working. You piece of shit. Work, goddamn! I need a new mouse. Okay. What was his name? Thomas Rash, who is played by Stig Henrik Hoff, who is the other guy from the Thing remake. The guy playing Father Christmas was also in the Thing, right? And yeah, he sees him like you know, outside the house, right? And like the place is surrounded by cops, and the guy just guns him down and double taps him, right, in front of everybody, right? And miraculously, somehow the fucking guy survived and is thrown in prison. Keep in mind, prison and like a lot of the, you know, modern, like in a lot of the Icelandic, you know, the Viking countries are now socialist hellholes. So like the prisons are basically apartment buildings, right? And a prison cell is basically an apartment. So years later, the guy miraculously escapes prison, the prison, right? Which is just an apartment building, right? Right. So yeah. So like one of the main characters of the film, which is like the detective, has to hunt down, figure out where the killer is going to strike next, right? And the detective gets the help of the cop who first shot and killed, almost attempted to kill. Sorry, did attempt to kill, almost killed the you know, suspect, right? Which is Thomas, the other guy from the fucking Thing. While all this is going on, right, the daughter of one of the intended victims of Father Christmas that he didn't get to on his list, is having a Christmas party at her mother's house where she committed suicide, right? And she invited all of her friends that she attended university in Australia with. So like her group of friends are the one Australian chick who speaks English throughout the fucking film. And miraculously, everybody understands what she's saying, even though they don't speak English back to her, right? You have the mute chick, the slutty mute chick, right? You have the mousy nerdy girl, and you have Ritika, which is the black Swedish chick who's really into weed, which Julia doesn't like that, which is the hostess for the party, right? You also have their other friend Katya, who brought her boyfriend along, not knowing that her boyfriend used to fuck Ritika, right? Which leads to Ritika trying to seduce Christian, her boyfriend, because she got mad when, like, you know, her friend called her a whore for used to dating her boyfriend, right? Which they get kicked out of the house for smoking weed and fucking in the middle of the night. Keep in mind, this is Norway. They could have freezed to death, right? Without they were thrown out without their jackets, without their cell phones. They could have fucking freezed to death. Nobody gives a shit, right? And they get killed by Father Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, what happens? This is a movie where it's a piece of shit, so I don't feel bad spoiling the whole fucking movie. So yeah, what ends up happening is that, and I forgot to mention, like, this is only halfway through the film, The movie is an hour and 45 minutes. It's only halfway through the film where you actually start to see fucking kills. Right? More bullshit happens where the slutty Australian chick, right, invites two guys over Tinder to come to her house, right? And they're like rednecky, like Norwegian guys who tries to date. One of them tries to grape the mousy chick, right? And the other dude hooks up with the mute chick, is banging her and forgets that, like tries to get her to moan, right? Forgetting that she's a mute, and he's like, oh yeah, I forgot you can't speak. Try to make some noise. I don't care if you sound like a retard. He tells right? And she like she spins around, slaps him, and like, you know, and runs off. And this is the climax of the movie where the fucking Father Christmas finally shows up, starts killing everybody, right? And the two cop characters finally figure out that, okay, instead of waiting, after not hearing from the fucking patrolmen that they sent to the girls' houses, right? Because like it's the cops in this movie are fucking retards because cops keep going missing and nobody goes to investigate, right? So it's not until the end of the movie where they go to investigate, right? That they stumble onto the girl's house, which it's only they try calling them their phones. Nobody's on their fucking phones on Christmas Eve, apparently. The only chick who's on fucking... The movie tries to cover up its tracks by only having the Australian chick on her fucking phone, right? So she can bring in more victims, right? And obviously the cops wouldn't know the foreign chick's, you know, cell number, right? Yeah, so the cops get there. The main cop, the ex-cop who tried to kill the Father Christmas guy in the beginning of the film. After seeing the main detective stumble upon the Australian chick's dying body, where he pukes on her fucking face as she's dying, decides to, like, okay, this guy had the habit of puking, right, throughout the film. That the guy's like, okay, I'm gonna drug him to take his gun, and so I can take his gun, and so he can have the final fight, the boss fight with Father Christmas, right? Which while this is going on, there's the two surviving girls go to the police station. Everybody's dead, right? The one chick grabs a crowbar. The other chick, even though there's a hunting rifle at the behind the main counter of the fucking, you know, police station, just grabs a fucking pen. You can see the fucking hunting rifle on the wall. At first I'm like, dude, like, okay, even if the fucking gun is empty, which you would think, right, since it's hanging on the wall, you could still use it as a bludgeoning weapon. Later on in the movie, you find out the fucking hunting rifle is in fact fucking loaded. Oh my god, right? So they go to have the final fight with the Father Christmas. Father Christmas fucks up the one chick, and the chick who grabbed the pen is stabbing him in his arm as he's about to kill her. And then, like, the main cop, the renegade cop guy, who's an alcoholic, shoots him dead, and then shoots him down, and then, like, you know, double taps, and then goes into the police station, right, to get another, where he finds the hunting rifle, comes out to finish him off. While that's going on, the chick, the final girl, like, kneels down to her friend's body as she's dying. In the foreground, you can see the body of the Father Christmas, right? As she kneels down, her head covers him up, as she's saying goodbye to her dying friend, when she lifts her head up, you see he's fucking gone, and I knew that was going to happen. Right, and the Father Christmas guy, the other cop, the ex-cop, comes back with the hunting rifle after finding out it's fucking loaded. Ask her where the fucking serial killer is. She doesn't know. He goes back to the fucking house, finds the cop that he drugged to steal his gun is dying, propped up on the couch, and he finishes him off with puts him out of his misery with the hunting rifle. So, okay, now let's get into my likes and dislikes of the movie. One, and I just want to mention something, that this movie tries to pass itself as a crime comedy fucking movie. Bullshit. This movie, like, they try to pull Tommy Wiseau, you know, because in the room, the room was made as a dark drama, right? Sorry, as a drama film, a serious drama film, and then when people watched it and laughed at it, he's like, "Oh no, it's a dark comedy." Right? No, this movie obviously tried to take itself seriously, right? Especially with the grisly deaths, the drama in the film. You have a scene where they straight up rip off, like, you know, JC's Halloween, where the guy interviews the psychiatrist of the fucking killer, and he just straight up tells him, "Oh, he's pure evil," right? Just like in JC's Halloween, right? So like the cinematography was good. I liked the acting in the film, like the ho ho ho, the very ominous ho 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 that the killer Santa Claus did was good. Though I didn't feel like face-wise he was doing a good job of making this like, oh, I'm a fucking soulless killer kind of character, right? He just came off more as like a homeless guy, honestly. Sorry, I was thirsty, right? And the other major problem of the movie is the movie's too fucking long and is boring as fuck. I had to take multiple breaks, and I was even like, because this movie has a 4 out of 10 rating on fucking IMDb, right? So I even playing till like this evening or whatever. Even while playing video games, while listening to this movie, while keeping an eye on the movie, the movie like took me almost 2 days to fucking finish. And yeah, the movie, it's the thing where if they cut at least 15 minutes of the movie, right, the movie would be more bearable to watch, but they didn't, obviously. And the practical effects, practical gore effects in the movie is very bad at times, especially with the disembowelments, where you just have people holding like sausage links and it's supposed to be their guts. Especially with the one girl, her fucking guts looked like they was thicker than her entire fucking waist. So it's like, how could that fucking, like, you know, she was holding a pile of guts that were thicker than her fucking, like, you know, midsection. So it's like, what the fuck? That shit was so fucking dumb. But like, one thing I did like in the movie, right, was the music. The main theme of the movie was good, right? It's very, like, it was synthwave-esque. Obviously they were going for that, like, synth. They were doing their version of the Halloween synthesizer, JC's Halloween theme, and it was pretty good. Like, the one where someone actually uploaded on fucking YouTube, right, from this shitty fucking horror film, right? And one thing I forgot to mention, for people who are familiar with the European Learn English fucking commercials, there's like a thing in the movie Where it's obviously the girls in the movie don't. Nobody who made this movie actually speaks English, right? Because they listen to techno music, right? And one of the songs they were listening to is like it was Europeans were Europeans made techno music, singing it, not knowing the fucking lyrics, and the people listening to music in the movie didn't know the fucking lyrics, and we're supposed to believe that these people are know English and know what the fuck the Australian chick is saying. Right? And then there's also the fact that it's like, why did the Australian chick invite the two ugly guys to their party, right? Because they even I don't know, maybe they were using fake images, but it's like, what the fuck? Right? I don't know. Yeah. Other than that, yeah, the movie, it's a thing where there is some good shit in this movie, but the main problem with the movie is that the movie's too fucking long and there's not enough kills in the movie. This movie should have put through an editor and cut out at least 15 minutes. If they cut out 15 at best, but really this movie's because the movie's too long and it's fucking boring. It's a 4 out of 10 at best. But there was some cool shit in it. They should have had more of the one cop character, Neeson. That character was cool, right? And he kind of, despite the outcome of what happened with the one cop, defenseless, getting drugged, getting left defenseless, and killed by the serial killer, the guy from the Neeson's perspective, he just saw this fucking idiot puke on a fucking dying victim, man. Right on her face. So you can't really blame him that he's like, yeah, I can't trust this fucking idiot this fucking idiot to protect me and hunt the fucking killer, right? So I'm gonna take his gun. He kind of, you could see from his perspective, right? Yeah, why he did what he did. But yeah, that's it for this review, guys. Peace. Nobody's gonna get this far in the movie, in this review, movie review. But tomorrow is supposed to be like a winter storm, and every time there's fucking high winds or whatever, the internet goes out. So tomorrow I might not have a Tokusatsu Thursday review, and Kevin, I might miss your stream. But just so you know, it's because of the fucking weather. All right, peace.